your name, the city where you are coming from, and quickly let us know your inner weather, what it is like today. Is it sunny, partly cloudy? Is it drizzling? Or maybe use any other word that comes to your mind to share how are you feeling today. So just quickly go onto the chat window and put your name and city. Yeah. Till then, we'll wait for some other folks to join as well. I'll be reading the chat till then. Ah, okay. Hello, Harshni, ma'am. Kritika is saying it's cool. Um, yeah, I could see Sangamitra ma'am joining us from Varanasi, and it's sunny and shining for her. Yeah. Keep putting your responses in the chat window, teachers, and we will have more people on the call. But I'll move forward with this. Um, just before we start the webinar, I'll just walk you through some of the features of the Zoom that you can use while doing the call. Yeah. So first is the mic button. You can click on the mic button to unmute yourself and share your views and thoughts. Use this feature only when speaker requests you to do so. Second, next to it is the window button. You can click on the window button to switch on your video. Um, Keep the video off in case there are bandwidth issues, but we would highly encourage you to keep your videos on. To the extreme right, you can see the chat window button. You can click on the chat window button to send messages or sharing your thoughts, views as well. I'll be here to note down all your questions if there are any and take to the speaker. Yeah, at the end. Um, with that, I'll just quickly take you over the norms of the session. We request to keep your cameras on for effective interaction. To avoid any kind of disturbance, we request you to keep your mic off unless speaker asks you to unmute. Use the chat window or raise your hand to say something in the middle while speaker is speaking. Participate enthusiastically because the session is for you. Take active notes. We will also share the resources at the end. So, in case if you want to take notes as well, please feel free to do that. Last but not the least, keep it as a safe space. We are all here as a group to learn together. So, just keep it as a safe space. With that, I will quickly welcome you all to the webinar Showing Up Every Day Stress, Burnout, and Emotional Regulation for Educators. This is going to be a bilingual webinar which is going to be facilitated in Telugu and English. So, yeah, you can choose any language to ask your questions or put in your views for. With that, I will just quickly introduce our speaker for today. We have Shravani with us. Shravani is a social sector professional and manager new initiatives at Nalanda Way Foundation. With over 5 years of experience in designing and leading evidence based mental health and well being programs, she works at the intersection of research, practice, and art based psychological interventions with a focus on adolescent and educator well being. Through her work, she aims to create safe spaces for reflection, emotional regulation, sustainable well being, helping educators to pause, recharge, and reconnect with themselves. I'll quickly also give a brief about the partner organization. Nalanda Way Foundation is a 20-year-old non-profit that uses arts to empower children and adolescents from disadvantaged communities by strengthening their resilience, agency, and emotional well-being. With that, um, I'll just quickly hand it over to Shravani. Um, Shravani, looking forward for the learning experience that you create for our educators.
Thank you so much, Shwani, for that lovely introduction and setting the tone for the session. Let me just share my screen and please let me know if it's visible to you all. Okay, great. So Welcome to the session, everyone. Before we start చేసే ముందు ఒక చిన్ని యాక్టివిటీ మనము పొద్దునుంచి చాలా పనులు చేస్తున్నాము. ఆల్రెడీ 5 అయిపోయింది. నాకైతే మండే లాగా లేదు. థర్స్‌డే, ఫ్రైడేనా ఆల్రెడీ అనిపిస్తుంది. మీకెట్లా అనిపిస్తుందో మీరు చాట్‌లో చెప్పొచ్చు. బట్ చాలా చాలా పనులు చేసున్నాం. క్లాస్‌కెళ్ళుండొచ్చు, పిల్లల్ని హ్యాండిల్ చేసుండొచ్చు, అటెండెన్స్, ఎగ్జామ్స్ వస్తున్నాయి, పోర్షన్ కంప్లీషన్, lot of things we've been handling since morning. So let's put all of that on a piece of paper. Can you quickly grab a paper and a pen? Could be any paper, any pen, pencil, whatever color. But quickly, ఒక 30 seconds తీసుకుందాం and pen and paper తీసుకొచ్చి next step వెళ్ళొచ్చు మనం. If you're all ready with your pens and papers, please give me a thumbs up so we can proceed further. Okay, great. So let's take a moment. Whatever we have been doing since morning till now, till the second before the session started, పొద్దున్నుంచి ఏం చేశారో అవన్నీ మనం తీసుకొచ్చి ఒక పేపర్ మీద పెడదాం. ఓకే, సో యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు డ్రా ఎనీథింగ్, రైట్ ఎనీథింగ్. ఇట్ కుడ్ బి జస్ట్ స్క్రిబుల్స్. పిచ్చి గీతలు గీయొచ్చు, ఏమన్నా గీవండి, మీకు మైండ్కి ఏది తోస్తే అది గీయండి. బట్ పొద్దున్నుంచి మీరు పడిన స్ట్రెస్, టెన్షన్, హడావిడి, అటు పరిగెత్తడం, ఇటు పరిగెత్తడం, ఒకళ్ళు ఇక్కడి నుంచి పిలుస్తున్నారు, స్టూడెంట్స్ అక్కడి నుంచి ఇంకోటి ఏదో అంటున్నారు, ఇంట్లో చాలా జరుగుతున్నాయి. అన్నీ మీరు గుర్తు తెచ్చుకుని ఆ పేపర్ మీద పెట్టేసేయండి. వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఫెల్ట్ సిన్స్ మార్నింగ్, లెట్స్ జస్ట్ put it all out on that piece of paper that's in front of you. And you don't need to share it with anyone at all. But for you, just let's take a minute and then do it um, for ourselves. సో ఐ గివ్ యూ మినిట్. ఒక నిమిషం తీసుకుందాం. అప్పటి వరకు మీకు ఏది తోస్తే అది మీరు స్క్రిబుల్ చేయొచ్చు పేపర్ మీద. Okay, I see that there are a lot of people who are not able to follow Telugu. So I'll repeat the instructions in English once more. So whatever you have been doing since morning, whatever stress you have faced, whatever task you had to finish, whatever answers you had to give to whoever that is, whatever running around you had done since morning, let's just put it all out on a sheet of paper. So you can just scribble it out. It need not be a perfect drawing. You need not have to write anything. Just scribble it out for a minute. Just remember, recall whatever stress you have gone through since morning and put it all out on that sheet of paper that's in front of you. And we'll take quickly 30 seconds more just to finish it off. And once you're done, please give me a thumbs up so that I know people are following. Okay, great. So whatever you have put on that paper, take a look at it for a second, fold it as many folds as you want to do, and put it aside for now. You don't have to look at it at all. There might be a tons of things you might have to take care of, but just fold it and put it far from your desk for now. Whatever scribbles you have done on the paper, whatever you have written down, whatever stress you have put on that paper, fold it and just put it aside. Done? Okay. Once you've put that paper aside, can we please close our eyes for a second? If you're uncomfortable with closing your eyes, you can lower your gaze and maybe stare at the ground or at your feet or whatever is, below your normal visual level. So please feel free to either close or stare at the ground, and try to focus on the loudest sound in your room. మీరు కళ్ళు మూసుకోండి. కళ్ళు మూసుకోవడం కంఫర్టబుల్ లేకపోతే నేలని చూడొచ్చు. అండ్ మీకు ఏ సౌండ్ అయితే చాలా ఎక్కువ వినిపిస్తుందో దాని మీద ఒక సెకండ్ ఫోకస్ చేయండి. ఏంటి ఆ సౌండ్? ఏం వినిపిస్తుంది? వాట్ ఈస్ ద లాడెస్ట్ సౌండ్ ఇన్ యువర్ రూమ్ రైట్ నౌ దట్ యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు లిసన్? You don't need to share it with us. Just focus on that sound for now. Now come back to the softer sound. What is little less louder than the loudest sound in your room? Maybe it's from a distance, something, a clock ticking perhaps, someone shouting on the street outside. A softer sound. అంతకన్నా తక్కువ శబ్దంలో ఏది వినిపిస్తుంది మీకు? దాని మీద ఫోకస్ పెట్టండి. Now, can you please shift your focus on your breath, on the sound of your breath? Try to see what your breathing pattern is looking like. Are you breathing fast? Are you breathing slow? Are you breathing deep? Just take a minute and focus on your breath. Slow inhale and a deeper exhale. We'll do it a few more times. A slow inhale. స్లోగా ఊపిరి లోపల తీసుకోండి. అండ్ అంతకన్నా స్లోగా ఎక్స్హేల్ చేయండి. లెట్ యువర్ ఎక్స్హేల్స్ బీ లాంగర్ దెన్ యువర్ ఇన్హేల్. లాస్ట్ టైం స్లో ఇన్హేల్, ఊపిరి లోపల తీసుకోండి, and exhale for a longer duration. Okay, great. Can I have one word for how each of you are feeling? You can put it on chat or through reactions. One word for how you're feeling right now. Okay. Shalini ma'am is saying relaxed. Mamta ma'am is saying calm. People are feeling relaxed, refreshing, relaxed. Great. So this session is about teacher burnout, and the intention is not to add more stress to already the stress that you're facing right now. And we might also not be able to reduce your stress or help you recover completely from your burnout in this 1 hour. But the idea is that maybe we'll share our stories with each other. We will perhaps help each other out, try a few exercises here and there which will help us in making feel more confident about dealing with stress outside this session when you exit it, and be more present tomorrow when you enter the classrooms again. So just letting you all know that this is a safe space. You can share whatever you want to share. Feel free, there's no judgment, and whatever is shared in this room will hopefully stay in this room. సో మీరు ఏం చెప్పాలనుకున్నా ఫ్రీగా చెప్పచ్చు. ఇది సేఫ్ స్పేస్. మీరు బర్న్అవుట్ నుంచి కంప్లీట్లీ 1 hour, 1.5 hours రికవర్ కాకపోవచ్చు, బట్ మీకోసం మేము ఒక సెషన్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం. మేబీ ఇట్ మైట్ హెల్ప్ యూ. సో లెట్స్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు ద సెషన్ బిఫోర్ we waste more time. Right. So, naming what we carry, understanding burnout. Burnout అంటే ఏంటి? మీకు ఫేర్ ఐడియా ఉంటుండొచ్చు. అండ్ బర్న్అవుట్ ఎందుకు స్పెషలీ టీచర్స్ కోసం మేము మాట్లాడుతున్నాం? వై ఇస్ ఇట్ దట్ వీఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ బర్న్అవుట్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ద కాంటెక్స్ట్ ఆఫ్ టీచర్స్? హౌ ఇస్ ఇట్ మోర్ రెలవెంట్ ఫార్ టీచర్స్ ఆర్ ద టీచింగ్ కమ్యూనిటీ at large here? Right. So, teaching is not a job that we can take for granted. You are regulating multiple nervous systems in a day, 30 people in a classroom, 20 students in a classroom. Each child is having a different level of emotional presence at that point of time. కొంతమంది చికాకు ఉండొచ్చు, కొంతమంది హ్యాపీగా ఉండొచ్చు, కొంతమంది యాంగ్షియస్గా ఉండొచ్చు, కొంతమంది కోపంగా ఉండొచ్చు. Some people might want to interact, some people might not want to interact with you in the classroom that day. So it's not an easy job to do. You're not just teaching, you're not just sharing your knowledge, but you're also helping A lot of small children, young teenagers, adolescents help manage their emotions in that day, in that moment. So, one question for you to reflect: when was the last time you felt emotionally tired? This is not physically tired, but emotionally it was extremely draining for you. When was it? If you're comfortable, you can please share it on chat, or you can unmute yourself and share it. సో లాస్ట్ టైం ఎప్పుడు మీరు ఎమోషనలీ చాలా అలసిపోయాను నేను అని చెప్పి అనుకున్నారు అని ఫీల్ అయ్యారు? If anyone wants to share. You can also share it on chat if you are comfortable sharing it over chat, or you can unmute and speak.
Excuse me, Shravani ma'am, I want to share.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, myself Ritika ma'am, I'm from Hyderabad, and
Hello,
today
ma'am.
only whatever you are telling, the emotional labor or emotions you are talking about. So the thing is, today only I felt it because see, we as teachers, the management is management. You can say the higher ones, our coordinators will say that you have to do this, that, right? More of celebrations, more of this. Every time we are occupied with some or the other event, means the focus is more on events apart from academics. But when it comes to exam time, the focus shifts to academic, and they question us then why this has not been completed, or you have done this much, or you have to do this much, or children are not doing. But they don't understand that where
Ritika ma'am, lost you. Unable to hear. Ritika ma'am, are you with us?
it takes time and revision more and more, then only the child will learn. In one day, if we feel like once we have taught and the chapter is done, it's not done. Recap is more and more important when it comes to, I think, the foundational stage. That time to it is more important than the higher grades. So that time, how should we manage our emotions, or how to, and sometimes we feel that also, that we are coming to school and we want to teach, but because of some or the other events and things, we are not giving the children what actually they need. And
Right.
that time we will blame the parent, that parent is not doing. So blame game though we can play, but because I am a teacher who is by choice teacher, I am not by chance teacher. So end of the day, I feel like what did I taught today? What is the takeaway my children took their home? That gives me, motivation. But when
Right.
I'm unable to do, I feel literally, it pinches me in my heart.
I know. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ritika ma'am. I know it's not easy at all. And this was also, I think, the time year end, so you might have to finish your annual event, annual days, sports days, syllabus completion, as you mentioned. A lot of pressure, different levels of learning each child have, different styles of learning each child will have. Uh, it's really extremely difficult to be a teacher, but especially at this time of the year, it's, I think, all the more difficult. And kudos to you for being able to manage this all. And thank you for sharing. Um, and there are a lot of people also sharing on chat. Yes, when you're, Nita Man is saying, when you're unable to control the behavior challenges due to certain norms that the system has put, it is definitely a big distressing event, because at that point of time you are also stressed and the child is unable to communicate, and they are also providing their own challenges. How do you deal with it when there are new rules and norms around it? Nutan ma'am has mentioned about a loss in her family. I'm so sorry for your loss, ma'am. It's not something that people can overcome very easily. I think losing a family member is a void that stays forever, but I hope you're able to deal with it in your own time and space. Vishwa has talked about being emotionally tired often, as last week. Um, is my voice breaking for everyone?
No, Shravani. I
Okay.
Ritika
Okay.
means.
Okay, great. Thanks, Manu. Mamta ma'am is saying school politics. Yes, you're there for a cause. You want to share your knowledge. You want to help shape the minds of the future. But then you end up being pulled into school politics. Can be extremely frustrating. When children are not engaging with you when you're teaching, can also be very frustrating. Could be whatever reason, but sometimes we might think, is it something that we are doing? Um, Yes. So whatever you are sharing is something that even the studies are also showing. According to multiple studies done over a period of time from like as recent as 2025 and also as late as 2011 are also saying almost 30 to 50% of teachers in India are reporting moderate to high occupational stress. I mean, imagine someone who has to shape the future is facing so much stress. And major reasons of stress are administrative duties, large classroom sizes that is increasing strain on them. There's very limited autonomy. I think someone also mentioned you want to do some things, but the system has put rules around you that you're not able to do it effectively. So yeah, it can be extremely frustrating. It can be extremely stressful. You don't know how to navigate it. And when it happens over a constant span of time, over and over again, you're not getting time to deal with the stress, you're not getting time to recover from the stress, you're not getting time to take a moment, pause, and just not focus, not think about any of it, it can lead to burnout. So, burnout, simply put, is chronic stress without adequate recovery. You're not able to recover from the stress. And it has three core dimensions. um, First is emotional exhaustion or deep emotional fatigue, which is, am I still here? I have a power cut. Okay, great. So, which is, sorry, I have a power cut. Yes, so which is emotional exhaustion, which is how much ever you sleep, how much ever rest you have taken physically, you still wake up feeling tired. You still wake up feeling not ready for the day. You still wake up feeling exhausted, and there might be reduced patience in the classroom. You might be observing that off late, maybe when the class is becoming a little bit more noisy, when the children are demanding more time and energy from you, you're losing your patience, or when there is a lot more tasks that the administration has put up, or when people at home are asking something from you, you're being more less patient with them, and you want to be more silent, you want to be more alone, you don't want to engage with anyone, you just simply don't have any social energy left. That's one sign of emotion. Right. Anuradha ma'am, do you want to say something? Okay. The next one is emotional hardening or protective detachment. So could be that you're just mechanically doing things. As I said, you have no interest in doing things, but you're doing it just because you have to do it. Your conversations have become more mechanical. There is no warmth left in you to be able to give it to anyone else. You're feeling more and more distant from everyone. You don't feel connected, and people might, as a third person observing this, might feel that this is coldness, you're being rude, but this is just your nervous system protecting you from investing any more energies into things that you're not able to invest more energies on. You're already drained, so your nervous system has just put up a wall saying, okay, take a break. So that's something. And then constant worry about your own performance. Whatever you have achieved, you feel you're not still good enough. You have doubt. You compare yourself with others. You feel you're falling behind. Um, and because of social media, there are a lot of reels of teachers who are doing numerous things in classrooms, and you might feel like, am I not good enough, or have I lost my purpose? Ritika ma'am talked about being a teacher by choice, and could happen that you're not able to do what you want to do, and you start questioning yourself. Has any of you felt any of these, observed any of these signs and symptoms in you recently? You can just give a put a +1 in chat if you have experienced any of it in your recent times, or share, unmute and share if you would want to. Yes, Pooja ma'am is saying yes. Kate ma'am is also saying yes. Neeta ma'am is also saying yes. Nutan ma'am is also saying yes. Uh, Stress level has become part of daily routine. Sadly, yeah. Resh ma'am is saying past 2 months you've been feeling low. Deepa ma'am is saying yes. Megha ma'am is saying yes. So yeah, we are not alone. A lot of us have been feeling this. Gurpreet ma'am is also saying yes. So very clearly, a lot of you have been facing extreme stress. You've not had time for recovery. You might be facing burnout. Kritika ma'am is also saying yes. And this is exactly why we are here. I hope we'll be able to help you at least partially to be able to deal with the stress that you've been facing for such a long time. So there are 5 stages of burnout. I mean, burnout is not a thing that happens overnight, that one day you're okay and the other day suddenly you're facing burnout. It's a slope where you just roll down slowly and over a period of time. It starts with being extremely happy about your job, you're very productive, you like what you're doing, you're feeling energetic, but slowly you enter the next stage where onset of stress is happening. You may be irritable. You start finding that you're not able to focus. Not every day, but sometimes you suddenly lash out on your students. Sometimes you're not able to focus, and you might have to rethink of what you were doing in that room. Why were you here, or what is it that the other person is saying to you? And then you enter the state of chronic stress where procrastination has become your usual. It becomes more and more regular that you're procrastinating, you're exhibiting social withdrawal, you're not able to engage with social gatherings with people, and then you enter burnout where you start doubting yourself, you start seeing very evident behavioral changes in you. Maybe others have also started pointing it out to you, and then it's like it has become the norm, like you shared. That constantly you're fatigued, you're in a state of physical and mental depression. Which stage are you all identifying more with at this point of time? You can just put the number on chat or share, or you might have seen this happening in your colleague. Stage 3, which is chronic stress, is chronic stress. Priya ma'am is saying burnout. There's no break, there are continuous classes, so you don't have time to pause at all. Right. So the goal is that you identify early and maybe not reach the stage of burnout or habitual burnout we want to avoid completely. The idea is between stages 2 and 3, where onset of stress is happening or chronic stress is starting to become the norm. You identify it then and there and try and stop. Rishma and Casey are saying stage 5 and stage 4. So let's see what we can do to help ourselves come out of this uh, stages and maybe come back to the stage 1 of being honeymoon phase. We are happy and highly productive. So reset. We have to return to the stage of regulation. When we are in stage of chronic stress, when we are in stage of burnout, it is mostly that we have our nervous system has gone into deregulation. It needs to come back to regulation. So the next couple of sessions in the next 1 hour is designed in a way that we undergo few activities, we practice few strategies together that you can use in your daily life. You can also help your children use it when they are feeling stressed out, especially now because it's exams time. And you can pick and choose whichever feels more helpful, more sustainable for you. But we will practice a couple of strategies together. At any point of time, if you feel like the strategy is not suiting you, you're rather feeling more overwhelmed, then feel better about yourself, please feel free to pause, take a break, remove yourself from the session for a minute, and maybe come back. Or you can also let us know so we can try and help you in that moment. So yes, and if possible, please keep your videos on so it feels like people are seeing, and I'm able to also understand how things are progressing with you, if any activity, any strategy is suiting or not suiting you, unless you have any bandwidth issues. That's completely fine. Okay. So let's begin. When we talk about stress or when we talk about burnout, the first and foremost um, sign or way to identify what's actually happening with us is to tune into our bodies. Our bodies constantly give us those signs. They're constantly shouting, saying something is not well, something is not going correctly. But because of a lot of um, priorities that we have, demands that we have, we don't have time to listen to what our bodies are saying. Let's take the next 1 hour, but immediately now, to listen to what is it that our bodies are saying. Um, so if you can take that piece of paper and pen that you had and maybe draw outline of a body. It need not be perfect. It could just be the outline of a body, or it could also be a stick figure if you are not comfortable drawing the body. But can you please take like 20 seconds and draw the body or the stick figure on your piece of paper? And please give me a thumbs up once you have drawn it. It's not an art class, so don't worry about perfection. Okay. Once you're done, if you can just focus on what I'm saying and try to follow the instructions that I'm giving for the next activity. So close your eyes or just lower your gaze and fix your gaze on one particular object which is not too distracting. So maybe the floor or your feet, and let's see how your head is feeling. Can you focus on your head? Is it feeling heavy? Is it feeling light? Is it feeling normal as usual? What is your head trying to say to you? You don't need to share it. Just listen to what your head is saying to you. It's something between you and your head. You can go from your forehead to your top of your head, to the back of your head, to your maybe behind your ears. What is it that your head is trying to convey to you? Can we listen to it for a few seconds? Let's now come down to your neck. What is it that your neck is saying? Is it feeling a bit too stiff? Is there any tension, a muscle pull maybe? What is it your neck is saying? Too stressed from carrying all that you had to carry? What is your throat saying? Has it gone rough because you had to shout, be loud at like to control the classroom, constantly talk? Like teaching is also very draining for the voice. What is it that your neck is saying to you? Can we come down to our shoulders and see what our shoulders are saying? All the burden that you have been carrying, are your shoulders doing okay? Is there any pain, loss of movement, stiffness? Writing on the board could also be very stressful for your shoulders. What are your hands, fingers saying? Holding the pen, correcting papers, writing report cards, writing on the board. What is it that your hands are saying? Can we come down to our chest and heart and see how that is feeling? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it doing okay? It could also be that your body parts are doing okay. Should not have to be negative or stressful. But all that emotions you've been carrying of your students, of your fellow colleagues, what is it that your heart is saying to you? Can we come down to our stomach? Oftentimes, when we have stress, our gut health becomes little imbalanced. There could be some pain, there could be an upset tummy. What is it that your stomach is telling you? What are your legs saying? Like the entire day of standing, going from one class to the other, no proper break at all, even to have lunch properly sometimes. What are your legs, what are your feet saying the entire day of just running around here and there? Is there tightness in your leg muscles? Are your feet hurting or doing okay maybe? They're tired. Can we listen to what our legs are saying to us? On the sheet of paper that you have in front of you, if there is one, can you just put a X, star, whatever symbol you want to put on each of the body area that is showing signs of stress, that is saying it's tired, that is saying there's some heaviness, there is some stiffness. You can just mark it in whichever way you feel comfortable. You can just put an X maybe. Just scan your body once more and see what each part of body is telling. The head, the ears from listening to all the instructions by everyone around, complaints from children, concerns of parents. If you're comfortable, can you please take, switch on your cameras and show your body map to every one of us? If you're, or you can also put it on chat. I see some people are also putting it on chat. Tired, we are unable to let go. Mostly the stress is on mind for Abdul sir. There is stiffness for Harshada ma'am. Video is disabled. Is it? So I think you can switch on your videos if you can just try once more, or just put it on chat, whichever is comfortable for you all. Right. Thank you, Vishnu ma'am. So I see there's some stiffness in each part of the body there's something written for the head, uh, tummy, back. I mean, could be also very stressful. Back pain. There is tension in your legs perhaps because of standing. Yeah, so I think this is like common across for a lot of you all because most of you are dealing with a lot of things, as we said. So what can we do when our bodies are shouting at us saying there is pain, there is stiffness, there is uneasiness? What can we do? Can we put our hands on whichever body part that is right now shouting the loudest or has the most stiffness, most facing most difficulties, more pain? Can we just put it wherever our bodies are feeling most hurt? Whichever that body part is, could be your head, could be your neck. Can we just simply put our hands on that body part? Inhale gently, exhale slowly. Let your exhales be longer than your inhales. Massage maybe if you need it. Maybe softly tell it you're doing a great job. I know you've been facing a lot of stress of late. I'm here to take care of you. Can we tell this to each of our body parts, whichever is feeling stressed and is feeling stiffness? I'm here for you. Thank you for taking care and holding all the burden for me. Can we do that? Maybe inhale once more. Exhale once more. Inhale once again. Slowly exhale once again. Thank your body parts once again. You might want to do it for multiple body parts. And exhale once again. Right. So that was for your physical fatigue, right? I mean, and we all know this. We know we need to take rest. We know some massage here and there might help. Breathing is very great for our nervous system regulation. But when this is happening in classroom, we can't take this much time and say, okay, give me a minute. I want to thank my body parts for the stress. I want to do a body massage in front of 60 students in the classroom or in a meeting with the board members, with the principal, you're the principal, or with a meeting with a teacher, with the parents, right? So what do we do when things are getting too loud in a classroom, in a meeting with parents, with school staff, with children? What can we do? So this is a small 60 seconds. This will just take 60 seconds reset for you primarily, but you can also use it with your children if it helps, which you can take to kind of get yourself back to rhythm. So it has only three steps. What it requires is name. So name what you're feeling. When things are getting too stressful, this is and it might be too loud, it might be too confusing, it might be too tiring. What our bodies do is they just go into sometimes panic mode and they take it as danger. They don't understand the real danger of, say, a lion being in front of us to 60 children shouting simultaneously different things or saying different things to us. So, what helps is to name what you're feeling. Um, this is overwhelm. This is just children sharing what they want. It's not dangerous. It's not something that I need to be scared of. So just name whatever you're feeling. I'm just feeling a little tired right now. I'm feeling a little frustrated right now. I'm feeling a little sad right now for whatever reason. Breathe, exhale longer than you breathe in, and then maybe use an anchor to bring you back to the present. So it could be just hold your the table that's in front of you, and feel the sharpness of its corner, or maybe just um, feel the floor under your feet, or if there is an object, there's an anchor. Maybe you can carry one anchor every day. Could be your water bottle, could be your pen that someone gifted to you, and just look at that object, which is a neutral object or could be a positive emotion evoking object for you, and just look at it for a second and bring yourself and your composure back, which might help. And you can also do it with your children in the classroom if required. Do you all also have any anchor objects, or can you think of what anchor objects you can carry to the classroom or to your meetings to help you with this while we move on to the session, next section of the session? Any anchoring objects for you all? 1 second meditation also works. Yes. What we can also do is, if you're not able to find any anchoring object that you can carry, just bring back your attention. Look around in the classroom. Can we do this now? It will just take 10 seconds. Look around and find any object that is blue in front of you. Well, I have a bag here which is blue. Anything that you guys have around you that is blue? Feel free to put it on chat, show it on camera, whichever you prefer. Blue color sweater, water bottle is blue, chair is blue, yes. A pen, Skype, someone wanted to look at previous slide. So this is the 60-second classroom reset. Name, brief, and anchor. Um, Next activity that we are looking at is similar. You could use it as your anchoring object for this. So yeah, the blue pen, great. Any object that is round? Any object that is round in front of you? I have my son's toy, not exactly round, but this thing that is for suction is round. That's the only round object in front of me. Any object that is round in front of you all? Fan? Oh yes, fan is round. The brown table. Anything that is round in shape? Circular. Chair. Bowl is round. Sunset. Wow, that's so orange. Tearpots. Clock is round. Yes, there's a ball. Any object that is still and that's not moving. That's just still. That's globe is round. Yes. Chocolate box. Tiffin box. Calendar. Clock. Right. Bed is immobile. Yes. Pillow. Right. Great. So what it does is a front seat is immobile. Yes, that's still. So what this activity does is bring our attention when the thoughts in our mind are becoming louder than the noise around us. This activity slowly brings back our attention to the present. You can do this as a activity each time you go to a classroom and before you start your session, perhaps. So this can also help children feel more regulated. So for younger children especially, I think Ritika ma'am also mentioned it in the beginning, for younger children especially, they don't know how to manage their emotional system. So they take the calm that we provide. And it's called co-regulation. Most of you might be aware of it. So you can do such activities in the beginning of your classroom for helping them. So what we discussed so far were some things that you can do when you are feeling too stressed in that point of time, or are very short, quick things that you can do in the classroom or on spot, like a 60-second thing, or the focus frame that we just did, which took us maybe a minute. But what is essential is uh, for us to interrupt the stress from building up on a daily basis. These 60-second things, 90-second activities are all like a band-aid on your wound. But what you also need is a longer term medicine, ointments, and taking care of it, not ensuring that your wound stays dry, and all of that's required for a long-term basis to wound to heal. So similarly, I have like 3 activity suggestions here that you can maybe pick up and practice on a daily basis, small practices on a daily basis, which will help prevent your stress from building up and from accumulating. So let's do the first activity. Again, if you have a sheet of paper and a pen, can you divide your sheet of paper into 2 halves, a left and a right? So please give me a thumbs up if you have done it. Right. So just a simple line, two two sides of the paper. On the on the left side, you can just write what happened just now. So for us, what we will do is you can take just before entering this session, what were you doing? So it could be a call with a parent, it could be a meeting, it could be maybe you were in school and taking your last period for a class. So what just happened? If you can write that on the left side of the sheet, the column that you have drawn. So what just happened? Give me a thumbs up, please, if you have written that. Whatever happened, it need not be elaborate. You can write bullet points. And on the right side now, what you need, you write is what do I need next for whatever you are entering into. So perhaps after the session, whatever you want, you will have to attend to. What do I need? If you can quickly write 4, 5 bullet points there. Can you give me a thumbs up once you're done?
Shavni, when you mean what I need next, what does that mean? Like, is it a task
Yes.
or is it?
Thanks for that question, Roshni. Yeah, so it could be to be able to accomplish the task that you're entering into. What do you need on a? It could be as physical as I need my notebook. To it could be that I need to be calm. I need to have prepared this lesson. I need to drink water. I need to have food. I need to sit for 2 seconds. Whatever. It could be physically, emotionally, and logistically. What do you need to accomplish the task that you're entering into? Once you're done, just fold the left side of the paper where you have written what just happened. Just fold it and forget about it. What you will focus is on what do I need. So whatever has happened. The class, or the meeting, or the exam, or the annual day event has happened. It has uh, happened the way it has happened. We can't change it right now. But what we can do is focus on what do I need next for my next task. Maybe you can also look at what is your learning. But this class, this argument you might have had with maybe a parent because they were angry the child was not performing well in classroom, or maybe with the cab driver because he took a detour while you were coming back to your home from school. Whatever has happened has happened. Um, it need not carry with you for the next class, for the next task, for the next day, for the entire life. That's fine. Hold it and forget about it. And you can focus on what you need next. If it is that you need to drink water, please do. If anyone wants to drink water right now, uh, you, like Fani is, you can take 2 minutes and drink water. You can take 2 minutes and stretch yourself, whatever you need. So whenever you're transitioning from one activity to the other activity, one setup like from school to home or from home to school, you can pause and take like 2 minutes to finish this activity and try and focus on what you need right now. Um, Anything anyone needs right now that we can do maybe before we transition to our next activity? You can chat, sit on chat or unmute yourself and let me know. Okay, I hope there's maybe nothing, so we can move on to the next activity. Okay. Building sound in counterbalance. So I need you to think about this prompt that's there on the screen. One thing that you handled well today. Can you write that? And if you are comfortable, you can share it on chat. What is it that one thing you handled extremely well today? Or it could be moderately well, but you did it well. Anyone would want to share it? Something that you're all proud of about yourself today? I'll give you attending back-to-back classes. I know that could be very draining. Kudos to you, Kutika ma'am, for doing that. Girija ma'am is saying call and respond with students. Yes. Charlie ma'am, you want to share something?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. First of all,
Good evening, ma'am.
well, to your question, I would just like to answer that. Not as such, I would say that I am proud of doing something today, but yes, I can simply say that my day was wonderful because whatever challenges came to me, and that comes every day because being a teacher, new things comes up, you meet new situations. So I handled it very nicely, I guess. So that's a wow day for me.
Great, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Charlie ma'am, and uh, congratulations for handling everything well. We are also getting responses on chat. Amira ma'am is saying preparing for FA for exams. Shabana ma'am is saying made a video of the whole activity. That's correction of FA for exams. My mom was a teacher and I have corrected a few papers for her. I don't know if it's ethical, but yeah, I've helped her here and there. I know how difficult correction is. So yes, um, all the challenges handled well and on time. Anju ma'am, great. So congratulations to all of you for finishing all the tasks that you have mentioned and handling it well. Completion of pending task, managing time to attend the meeting. I handled the household chores without taking rest after coming from school. Shiva ma'am, thank you so much for attending this meeting right after coming from school without rest. I hope it is of meaning for you. Uh, Pooja ma'am. Yes, yeah, just simply attending this call, I think I would like to say you all are doing quite a lot because after full day of school, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you're sitting and listening to one person just talk about different things that you can do is not easy. So thank you for that. This is some activity I believe you can keep a journal and do every day after you come back from school. I hope Shima ma'am, you don't have to attend any further meetings without you are able to do this activity. Please do this activity before you have to attend to any meetings. So just reflect because our minds are tuned to focusing on negatives. What didn't go well? What I did not do wrong? What I did wrong? So it's good to kind of focus on positives also and tell your mind, hello, please, I'm also doing some great job here. I'm teaching children. I'm shaping bright minds. I'm handling 20 different things and I'm doing everything, even if it's not like an awesome job, it's managing well. So let's pat ourselves on back for that. The next thing I would want you all to kind of do is to fill in this blank. So what is it that as a teacher I dash? I mean, in terms of what image do you carry of a teacher, and as a teacher, what do you think you are supposed to do or be like? So can you fill in the blank for me? As a teacher, I dash. So you can just fill whatever, or if you're not technically a teacher, but maybe from you're a principal or you're a teacher coach or any other designation you identify yourself with, feel free to replace the word teacher and add it there. But as a teacher, as a principal, as a school official, as a school staff, I am supposed to, or I must, or I am dash. Blessed to be surrounded by positivity all around in the form of my kids. I'm a lifelong learner. A teacher is a learner. I'm continuous learner. I help my students become confident and responsible individuals. Um, yes. So, in terms of how you're supposed to be, I mean, I would want you to reflect it in that way. So, as a teacher, I must be patient always. As a teacher, I'm supposed to listen and solve every child's problems. So, something like that in terms of what you um, think your responsibility or role is about. Help your students become confident and responsible individuals. Make the classroom more inclusive. As a teacher, I can multitask and give the best I can as each day brings with it new challenges. I feel responsible for every child's success. Seems like a busy bee which is collecting nectar from flowers. Wow, that's a wonderful metaphor, Ma'am. I am supposed to be patient and have faith in my kids. As a teacher, I believe every child has unique potential, and I learn every day along with my students. That's wonderful, Kausalya ma'am. Lavina ma'am is saying create safe space for students, extremely important. Shabana ma'am is saying as a principal, I want to complete all my tasks on time and on the same time, and want to be a learner. Um, Teacher should be a second mother for students. Is Kalai Chilvi ma'am's response. Pooja ma'am is saying the teacher is known about the children and what they are feeling. Teacher should know about what every child is feeling. That's extremely important. I'm supposed to be very patient with even the most trying parents who believe the school is supposed to completely care for their children. I feel you, Vishwa ma'am. As a teacher, need to be more empathetic. Yes, empathy. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I mean, slightly my activities now, right now has become a little out of place, but what I want you all to focus upon is in case you have written something like these, right? I must, or I always, or I never, or I should, or all these conditions and words which have like a universal application. Like I'm supposed to be like this always. I'm supposed to do this always, or I must be empathetic always. I see most of you have not written that. So good that I mean this you're already there. I mean you're already practicing what I was supposed to be sharing with you all. But what happens sometimes is when we use words like must, always, never, should, and those similar meaning words, we put too much pressure on ourselves. Um, but we're all human, and it's okay to sometimes not be patient with your children, not be able to understand what your children are feeling, or not be able to complete all your tasks on time always. So, Shabana ma'am is saying she's not able to hear my voice. I hope it's clear from my end. Vani, can you confirm?
Yes, I can hear you, Rosh.
Oh,
Strategy.
okay. Great, great. Thanks, Vani. Okay. Abdul was saying that I should relax for some time and exercise for a minute to get rid of the pressure. Yes. So, in case you have used any of shoulds and musts and always and never, can you replace those sentences, and even if you have not used it, but whatever sentences you have shared with me, can you make them more permissible in terms of, as a teacher, I prefer to be patient and I'll be patient as much as possible, as humanly possible to me. Or I, as a teacher, I would often be like a mother to my children. So just giving us that permission will help us be more um, softer with ourselves and not very like sometimes the pressure is not external, it's internal. It's the image that we have put on ourselves that I should be like this, I must be like this, and just that pressure that we are putting on ourselves can add to a lot of stress. And we anyways have pressure from external people around. So yes, thank you, Vishwa ma'am, for writing. As a teacher, I prefer to be patient to the best I can. Can we please have few people at least rephrase sentences that you had given and try and write it in a more permissible language? We can take like 2 minutes for this. Anyone would want to volunteer? Okay. So whatever image you have written for yourself, right? Of the way you are supposed to be as a teacher. Um, Instead of using harsher words like must, should, always, and supposed to, or I will, can we use the language which is more softer and perhaps right? I would want to be, or I prefer to be, or I'll try to be, or as much as possible, I'll be patient with my children, which is more permissible and gives you space for also not being that ideal image of teacher sometimes. Thank you, Susan. So Anjum ma'am has also shared. Thank you, ma'am. As a teacher, I prefer to be very patient. Kritika ma'am has written, I should step into shoes of children to understand their feelings sometimes. Kritika ma'am, would you want to replace the word should there maybe and perhaps use a softer, more permissible terms there? Like Pooja ma'am has written, I'll be more empathetic to the students. Kate Mama has written, I should take frequent breaks for myself. Uh, Amaya Mama is saying repetition practice is necessary for recall and recognition. Yes. Yeah. Thank you all for trying to rephrase the sentences. Yeah. So whenever you're identifying this belief in yourself, which is putting a condition on you that I should do it or I must do it, try and reframe it in a more softer saying, I will try to do it, or I'll do it to the best of my capabilities, or I prefer to do this and I'll work upon it, something like that. So there's space for some error. Yes. So, I mean, with this, I think we have almost reached the various strategies, various practices we can use to try not to accumulate the stress that we are facing and reach the stage of burnout or chronic burnout. Uh, there are many more, of course, but these are some things that we could put together for a 1.5 hour session. I would request you all to reflect on the prompt on the screen right now. What is one small sustainable shift that you think you can carry into this week, which will help you not pile up on the stress that you're facing and reach the burnout stage? Rishma, I'm saying I will try not to overthink. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Deepa ma'am is saying I'll try to understand my students' feelings before reacting. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Deepa ma'am. Pooja ma'am is saying she'll try to prioritize the task. Yeah. Vishwa ma'am is saying she'll try to untie the knots and avoid building pressure. So, any specific strategy, any specific activity you would follow that will help you into dealing with your burnout? Please feel free to share it on chat. Kausalya ma'am is saying giving time to slow learners. Shabana ma'am is saying she'll be more empathetic towards her staff. Anjum ma'am is saying breathe deeply before action. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Vani is saying transition pause. Yes, thank you, Vani. Great. Before we go, let's pause. Regulation might sound like, okay, maybe we're indulging in ourselves, we have to focus on our self care. But for teachers, for school professionals, it's not indulgence in yourself, it is professional maintenance. It's extremely required for you to be able to work effectively in schools, deal with all the children that you're dealing with. So before we go, one last activity. If uh, you all can please switch on your videos because this is supposed to be planned for a video activity. Like we would want to see you all. So anyone whoever can switch on the videos, please do. Can we have more videos, please? Great. So the instruction is very simple. On a count of three, all of you have to make a very serious teacher face. Where teacher is very angry in classroom. So on a count of three, serious teacher face. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, leave it. Now on a count of three, make a face of a teacher who's um listening concerns of a parent, and the parent is not stopping at all. One, two, three. Okay, leave. Now, on a count of three, make a face of a teacher who's correcting essay for exam answer sheets. Okay, leave. Leave that. On a count of three, now make a face of a teacher who's listening to a story of how a third class child got hurt. Like, they're telling you how they got hurt, and the teacher. Yeah. Okay, leave. Now, on a count of three, make a face of a teacher who is witnessing two class 10 boys fighting with each other. Okay, leave. Now, on a count of three, make the face of a principal who is listening to the teacher saying there is no enough time to do all the 10,000 activities you have told me to do. Okay, drop that now. Now, finally, on a count of three, make the most silliest face that you can make. One, two, three. Okay. Now, if you all, anyone who can unmute, on a count of three, let's all say together, off duty. Okay, because we are almost towards the end of the session. So I'll count three, and you'll all shout off duty. So please, whoever can unmute, feel free to unmute and shout with us. I'll force Roshni, Vani, all of them to join us too. So one, two, three. Off
Off
duty.
duty.
Off duty.
Off duty. Great. Thank you so much. With that, I'm taking a pause, and I would want you all to share if you have anything that's still troubling you, if you have any questions, if you have anything on your mind, feel free. Vani, over to you.
Thank you, Shravani, for like taking this space for us. I think when I was also doing the activities, a lot of burden, a lot of stress that was there built up on my mind got away with that, especially with that body activity. Thinking about where the stress is more stored and what's happening with your body, I think that helped me a lot. Would really want to do transition pause more often in my day, I think. It was lot newer activities